This is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. Just so amazed at how beautiful it is here. With all the birds. So we're biodynamic certified rare tropical fruit farm. I grow some other rare plants. People use as house plants. Aeroids and stuff, philodendrons, monsteras, but mostly rare tropical fruit trees. That's what we started this place for. They're the reason why we started this farm, was for the rare Garcinia trees. It's Garcinia humbromiana, seashore mangosteen. I don't know how many mangoes or Garcinias we have, but we've got about 10 different species of Garcinias. Got 7 fruiting species here. The seashore mangosteen was the only one that didn't fully ripen, but we have 7 that fruit and 6 that have fully ripened for more than 1 year. We've been here 6 years. I grow a lot of ginger. So this is ginger officinalis, which likes to grow in woodland settings, so in shade, in tall grass like this. It dies back in the winter, so you can't really see where it is. So if you want to divide it, you have to divide it when it's still green. I like to divide them in the summer. My gingers, my turmerics, stuff like that. These gingers. So our biggest thing here with our biodynamic farm, other than the biodynamic preps and making compost, is the undisturbed orchard floor. So a completely wild space that's doubling as the orchard floor for our rare tropical fruit trees. So we don't walk through any of our, we just randomly will walk through. We have designated trails, paths that I think I'm gonna mow them. Just because we get so many people that come over here and it's kind of hard to take them through this, especially a lot of the people, they wear flip-flops when they come here. Not a good idea to wear flip-flops here. I used to walk through here barefoot, but there's too many sticks and stuff that cut through my skin. So this is Garcinia brasiliensis that's flowering again. It kind of is a continuous fruiter here. So the leaves from this are full of volatile organic compounds, and so I make tea from it. Phenols with oxidative qualities in humans have been found in their leaves, so I need them. It's Garcinia. I haven't made my tea in a little while, and like 5 days, which is a long time for me, because I like to drink it every day. So fruit leaf teas. This is a Garcinia humbromiana, seashore mangosteen. Oh, as I drop all the leaves. Very few leaves fell off these Garcinia trees during Ian. So our wild orchard floor that I only go into to harvest or to plant something in. And then I don't mark any of our trees, so I'm not tempted to go look to see how something is doing. If I don't know where it is, I won't go into the system. It'll keep me off the system. I've got like pigeon pea in here. I've got all kinds of stuff in here I've been slowly adding. Black sapote, this tree does not have any fruit on it. Yeah, it does. Not a lot, but this particular tree got affected by the drought. the worst. That's got a couple of black sapotes on there. Some of our trees have lots of fruit, some don't have any. That's just same species. Unless it's the Garcinias, and they all seem to excel here. Thank God. Because I also picked Rollinia to plant in here when I first started, because, you know, I'm a tropical fruit tree novice, more or less. I've only been doing it for 12 years continuously here in Florida, dry farming. Is it 12 years? Next year it'll be 12 years. 2023, May of 2023, so 11 and a half years. I learned that, you know, not walking on the soil and not removing any carbon, so returning all the carbon and staying off the soil and just adding small amounts of low nitrogen inputs, you can grow tropical fruit trees basically without watering them. Well, we don't water them, so. It's a crunchy guava, Thai crunchy guava. It's supposed to be good, giant. It's doing quite well, even without the rain. So a lot of people are repulsed by the weeds and stuff, but that's like the cornerstone of our farm plan here. I mean, we couldn't do it without the weeds that nature puts there. It's kind of it is how I read the soil to see if it's suitable for planting seeds in, or if I know the seeds will probably struggle because of the shape of the orchard floor, or what's growing in that orchard floor and how well it's growing. Basically, if stuff grows there well, your stuff will grow there well. If there isn't anything growing there, chances are, or if it's just lawn, chances are it is not going to be good to grow a tropical fruit tree in. You'll have to do some stuff. Most people turn to chemicals. It's totally unnecessary here in Florida. It's just crazy that they told everyone that you couldn't grow organic here in Florida. Arguably, probably one of the easiest spots in the world to grow organically. Just because of its makeup. Unlimited calcium, unlimited fresh water, and optimal temperature year-round. All you have to do is add the life, the carbon and the life. So plants attract animals, manures, stuff like that. I'm just amazed that all these fruit trees, like this jackfruit and this achacha and this jackfruit, this ginger and this black sapote and this mango and this African mangosteen, can all just grow without even ever watering anything. So this is the path I mow, and see how white it is? And I try to put my finger through it, and you can't even get it deeper than my fingernail, half of my fingernail. So it's so compacted. All our trees, for the most part, were planted smaller than this, as 2-inch seed-grown trees directly into the weeds. That was a citrus, by the way. So keeping a low nitrogen inputs creates a perfect environment for fungi to move in here in Florida. So cashew. Where is it? Right there. It's hard to see. Green on green. See it? Oh, it's hard to see. And cashew seedling, mango seedling. This is a bad area. just because it's still monocrop lawn and I can see open space. That's 3 years after I stopped mowing, more than 3 years. I haven't mowed here in more than 3 years, so that's how do you know that's compacted as hell? I watched a couple of, I try to look at other people's growing farming videos and stuff, and it's like, dude, all your pens are full of water. There's no dry space for your animals. You have mowed lawn and fencing, and you're on the East Coast, and it shouldn't be that way after a storm. We didn't have any standing water issues in our cow pens, but when we mowed, we had standing water issues in our cow pens. They were horse pens back then, but we had standing water issues then. It's just, I keep making these videos just because one more person might see and it clicks that lawns in Florida really don't do well together. They're not good for the environment. They're not good for the holding the water and preventing your yard from flooding, basically. If it's like 3-4 inches and stuff and it's there a couple days after it stopped raining, you've got compaction issues from mowing it constantly. I just went and looked at the neighbor's place in the back where they have put in a pasture, and they raised it up above our lot by like 3 feet. Now it's got like this, it's got like a pond forming in the center of it. Our pond is full in the back. I would go look at that cashew I did earlier, and it's doing good. Not gonna go over there. He's got all his dragon fruit in pots. Thank God they bought that place. That guy that was there before that put all those dragon fruit in pots never had a storm, because they've only been in the pots because he had planted his dragon fruit in the ground. That's how I grow our dragon fruit. Look at that bruni. It's a red flower dragon fruit, bruni. And then he had all the standing water because he clear cut his forest and drove all over it, dragging the trees to the burn pile, and then couldn't understand why he had all this standing water. This is on a virgin forest. I mean, he created it. And so he dug up all his dragon fruit and put them in pots, but he'd never had a hurricane. Guess what? They fall over in the storm. Is that a cha-cha? Just want to look at this Monstera deliciosa. This is one of my paths here. Such a beautiful plant. This has so much fruit on it. This here. Yeah, I just decided I'm not going to let the farm stress me out. The farm stuff, it is what it is, and it's, as long as I just don't open to the public, I can keep it at bay, and just sell off my YouTube channel, people that know. People that know that I sell fruit sometimes, periodically. Then it doesn't become a problem. And just get overwhelmed by it all, and it makes me want to turn this place over to somebody else. But I realize that other people don't really have this place isn't there yet, and they'd probably destroy it. This is that Monstera Maximus. sure that's a new leaf coming out right there. Some creature was digging in here, I see. They don't have the same vision as I do. So they see like nurseries and college dorms and stuff like that, and here, and I don't see that. I see a family here, and it's probably going to be my family, because it's kind of like selling fruit. I'm not really good at selling the house either, and we're not listed with anyone. This is a cacao that just got beat the hell from the wind, but it's this is a fruiting cacao. Cocoa is what they make chocolate out of. I realize people don't really know what that was. It had flowers on it, but the wind, I see some more forming, so it's just starting to amp up again. Amp up. Yeah, so I see people with their YouTube channels and farming, and got advice on farming, and then they have all this standing water, and it's like, I don't know. That is reason enough for me to just keep making my videos and plugging away here, showing the, the other side, that you need to put the natural systems into your farm systems. It's just crazy that they just doubled down on basically install trials that do well. So some install of like 18 cover crops growing multiple annuals was an install probably at a college that somebody studied against other forms of farming and saw that it did twice as good as the conventionally known products. So that became what everyone aspires to. And then they fail to put a natural system combined with their 18 species cover crop. So natural system, then your system, natural system, then your system, in at least equal amounts, to see if the results were even better. And I'm sure they would be. I don't think you can get the full range of nutrients and benefits from something that was created and installed by us and called regenerative, as well as you would get from if nature was included in your farm system. It's just, I think it has to be put, our natural systems have to be put into our farm systems. I mean, you just drive around Florida, you see there's no natural systems for any of the wildlife. And I know I like walking through here sometimes during the day and seeing a raccoon head poke out of the tall weeds. I like stuff like that. I like seeing birds fly out of the grass and stuff. Little birds. I don't know. We like to just reduce everything. I was listening to Dr. Zach Bush, sorry. And he's like somebody I truly, everything he says seems to be truth. And also Dr. Abrams from the University of San Francisco, UC Television. I believe everything he says. He's a doctor, medical doctor. So, but he's connected farming with health, but they still fail to say natural when they mention their regenerative form of farming. They still they don't really grasp the importance of the undisturbed soil system to build healthy food systems, sustainable food systems. I don't know, just stuff that goes through my head. It's kind of crazy sometimes, but I know that this undisturbed orchard floor works, the Arrangiapuri lime. They show no signs of greening or leaf curl. The leaves smell okay. I think that's a pomelo. See it? Yeah. There's a Garcinia dulcis. Looks very good. I had a path there, so yeah, they fail to people fail to see the importance of undisturbed soil, but yet they know it helps the sand dunes at the beach. When you have stuff growing on them and you're not walking on them. So it's the same exact methodology, only where you have your steps, you put in a farm system. It's like a strip of farm in the wild. I'm just using that as like a example of how you could like do the undisturbed and then the farm, the undisturbed and then the farm. But I think they have to be put back in there. I think that's where the fungi live. They don't grow in your disturbed, highly disturbed systems naturally. And I think they have to be put back in to manage the water. You know, maybe eventually somewhere somebody will see the beauty of nature in Florida and put it back in our farm systems. It's crazy, all the big piles of debris that I see in front of everyone's yard. I mean, they throw everything away. You need that carbon to distribute the water throughout your system. That's what it does. It holds moisture, and fungi are in it and break it down. See, I mow the edges. That's what I mow. I think it looks good with the mowed edges in the wild space. See my I got cha-chas growing here, but there's also like little oak trees. There's the cha-cha. Little oak trees. I see a seedling sugar apple there. The cha-chas are like doing really stellar. Hey, that's like a year old from seed. It's about a foot tall, 4 leaves on it. That's good. Dry farmed, you know, everything's dry farmed. Everything's grown the same way. The sugar apples. I guess I could go look at the koi muck. Kind of over the sugar apples, but there's still fruit on there, random fruits. Really not like it was before, but there's a fruit here and there. They're kind of past their prime. I could always find fruit here. got so lucky that Ian didn't come over us. So scary, so sad. It's just so sad to see all that destruction over there. Pine Island especially, with all the tropical fruit growers over there. I still haven't had the courage to text anybody I know over there to make sure they're okay. I'm sure they are. One of my roses is starting to get big. Climbing rose, antique climbing rose. So these are those Rollinia deliciosa. They've never been watered, these trees, and they haven't given me fruit. I'm sure that if I put them on some sort of watering regimen. So here's the ditch. Full of water. It's hard to see. There. But they're starting to amp up with the flower again, so that's good. I trim these what did I use on that chainsaw? That wasn't very good. Not a very clean cut. Didn't like that. This is like all standing water through there, the neighbor's place. Can't see it because of the tall grass, but it is. Look at that quinlook tree. Mangoes are looking stellar. Ah, there's my quinlook. You see that some of the fruit. I had that one from the other, that small fruit. It was delicious. My mouth's watering now that I tasted it again. I know what to expect. But these others are bigger fruits, so. I see you. Gotta check the fruit every day. That's the thing with the tropical fruit. There one day, gone tomorrow. They're starting to change color. They're starting to ripen up. I want to just be able to get a lot to eat. I don't have really a lot of fruit to. I know Virginia fruit grower wanted me to send him some, but it's like such a delicate fruit that and there's not really a lot. It looks like some did fall off during the hurricane, but not very many, but some did. There's like, I don't know, 30 fruit on there maybe, and it's not gonna all ripen up at once. So it's a young tree. It's only been in the ground 6 years. This tree was a grafted tree from Excalibur. Been holding fruit for 2 years, been flowering and setting fruit for 4 years. Thai sweet pink tamarind's looking good. The lychees look good. Look at that swamp now. Just like big turtles in there. Lychees, lychees. I see my turtles over there. Not my turtles. The pond's turtles. The wood ducks have been coming back. I love the sound of them. There's my little Pepsi. Midnight. I'll go over to the cashew. While I'm here. See if I can see that kind of big that's Nars. Hi Pepsi. Kind of big there's fish. Hi honey. The cha-cha, but I don't see it now. But I know it's there and I ain't gonna look for it. I don't wanna bug it. The water's all the way up there. The water table's quite high now. Those cute little things. My zebus. Look at how beautiful my bowl is. Our bowl. Midnight is red and black and white. Look at that. Just beautiful. So sweet. So sweet and so tiny. I believe the zebus make me a better person. That's what they do. They're like my friends. I love them. Carnation, she's getting charcoal now. She looks a little skinny. There's the ball. You can see his hump. They're just precious. I can't say enough good things about them. Got a pepper tree leaf for my tea. I'm still picking leaf for my tea. Okay, here's that big cashew that we get all the little baby cashews off of. I did this chop and drop pepper tree because it was crowding out my cashew. This cashew looks nice and healthy. I sure expect it to bloom now that it has water. It gave us a bunch of fruit early in the season. This banana fell over. It's a white sapote fruit tree. Jackfruit. Lemon. Miko lemon. There's our cashew. I don't see any flowers on it at all. I can get a cashew leaf though, please, for my tea. Yep. I definitely feel a lot smarter, or my mind works better. I notice when I listen to my videos, I can tell when I haven't been drinking the tea. I say the wrong thing a lot. Forgive me. I'm getting old. It's a little sugar apple tree. The turtles just went off there. So cute. These are those lychee trees I showed during the drought, where the one had these weeds growing around it, didn't have as much damage, and then the one that didn't have the weeds growing around it had a lot of damage from the drought. But they seem okay. They seem fine. It's a sugarloaf mango. I need to cut this back. I cut stuff back like syntropic agriculture does. I just don't turn it into a like a farm system. This Florida sand's too easy to disturb, so the longer you can stay off of it, the better. That's my philosophy, and it's part of our farm plan. So this is that African mangosteen. This is a male tree. Had a bunch of flowers on it not too long ago, but it doesn't produce hardly any fruit. It's a sugar apple, seed grown. Here's a sugar apple, seed grown. And here's a Inga Fuilea, or no, this is Vera, Inga Vera. It's not a very good ice cream bean. I'm gonna chop this thing back, I think, because it's getting just too big. I don't want it overtaking my ras sapote there and my jackfruit here. My mangoes I have growing in here. This is a dwarf mango called Diamond. I like it. It's a tiny little tree. It's my jackfruit, obviously. I'm gonna eat soon, I hope. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, Florida Natural Farming. Hope you have a beautiful day.